And we're back again. So tonight we're going to pull the rest of the front end off. So we've got obviously all the bracketry at the front, a couple of cables, wires, stuff like that. We'll obviously get the front brakes to bits as well, and probably get the front wheel out. So let's get cracking. So we're going to start with this main bracket at the front, and obviously there's a hell of a lot of stuff gets mounted to this. I've got most of the bolts out anyway. The two remaining ones, it looks like we've got these two 12mm. I've bolted into the headstock, so we'll whip them out and hopefully this will come off. So you can see there we've got that front bracket off there, so it was just the two bolts, pop them through and the bracket comes straight off. So next we're going to whip the two front calipers off. It's pretty straightforward. So just the two 12mm running through the bottom of the fork there. Obviously same on both sides because it's a bit posh and it's got twin calipers on the front. Now obviously the left hand caliper, if you like, is slightly different. You can see we've got these two Allen bolts in the top and bottom there because it's got the little valve sits in the bottom of the fork, but pretty much the same process. Whip that one out and whip that one out and the caliper should come straight off. See there, I've got the caliper off, so if we follow the flexi up, brings us to the front T-piece there, just bolted onto the front yoke. We'll follow that up to the master cylinder. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to unbolt the whole clip on with the switch gear, master cylinder and everything, and take it off in one piece, just so that way I don't have to break into the braking system as such and then piss brake fluid all over my ramp. So to unbolt the clip on, it's pretty straightforward. So you can see we've got the assembly there running down to the grip. There's a little split there in the back part of the clip on, and there's a bolt. So if we undo the bolt like that, and we'll need two hands to the next bit. We'll just give this a little wangle and it should pop off. So the top of the clip on as well, should have mentioned this earlier, there is a little retaining circlip here, as you can see, which is going to whip that out, probably lose an eye, but we'll whip that out and whip the clip on off. So you can see we've got the circlip out completely and utterly without incident. So there we go, that clip on's off, so we'll just launch an assault at this side and we'll get this one off while we're on. There we go, both clip ons off, absolutely fine. So we're just going to take this little T-piece off, which is two 10mm. Absolutely fine. So take them out and whip that off. So next up's the ignition barrel. So it's just two bolts on the bottom on each side there, just recessed in. So we'll take that out, that's the ignition barrel off, and that is the last bit of wire on the frame. So there goes the two bolts out and the ignition barrel just slips out the bottom. So now we'll remove the rest of the coolant pipes and the cap there, so you can just see there's a little bracket behind there, a couple of bolts in, take that out, and the whole pipe assembly should come out with it. So next I'm going to remove the top yoke. So you can see I took the little cap out there, so I'm going to take this nut off and hopefully pull the top yoke off and drop the forks out the bottom, put those to the side, and then there's one last thing to do and then we'll have a stripped frame. So there, 30mm, just put the big spanner on, and there we go. Shit. Whip that off the top there. There we go. So now I'm going to put a bit of penetrating oil inside of that and then try and get it out the bottom. There you go, you can see we've got the top yoke off now. So we've got them two castellated nuts to remove as well, and then we can drop the bottom yoke out. So I'll just crack this off using a C-spanner, obviously knock the little locking tabs down. So then that will just turn off there. There's one. There's the little locking washer. Remove that. And now the bottom one. And this should show us the top headstock there. There we go. Remove that washer. And there's a very dry, sorry looking bearing. So just pop the centre race out there. As you can see, the bottom part of the bearing, which we're going to pull out as well, and then pull the whole yoke and fork assembly out the bottom. As you can see, I've got my eyes back now, and the arse of the bike's up in the air. So the last thing to do is remove the centre stand. Right, so what I've done here is remove this rather large and offensive spring, and this just looks like a pin that's going to pull through. There's a little split pin in this side, just see it there, so we're going to whip that out and hopefully knock the centre pin through. Well, I've been defeated. As you can see, centre stand is still attached, standing quite triumphantly erect. Basically this is because the centre sleeve is seized solid inside of it. So I've just gave it a good drink with penetrating oil, and I'll give it a bash tomorrow and get it out. So the next step is we're going to send the frame away for blasting, see what we're dealing with. It doesn't look too bad, to be honest. It's a little bit of surface corrosion here and there, but nothing too horrendous. So the next set of videos is basically going to be me repairing various odds and sods off the bike. You might find it a bit boring, I don't know, but we'll see how we get on. So I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I know I am, I think. So yeah, but again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.